Hello there, it's time for Hot Topics. We're looking at what's been making news in the world of pop culture. Joining me in studio is the lovely crew. It's good to have Oshin back. I'll start with the ladies. She's a blogger. Where have you been, madam?
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Okay, we'll get to that. Stevens is our editor at Pulse. We also have Mr. Solo with the Nairobian. Why are you looking so serious? Like you've been beaten. Umetoka wapi?
No, we go fresh.
Go fresh?
Yes.
You're not from...
No.
Somewhere.
Okay. Just a little bit.
You've been keeping well?
Keeping very well.
All right. So, Shin, where have you been? You've not been with us?
No, I haven't. Unfortunately, I've been caught up life stuff.
Life stuff?
Yes.
And Stevens, what's happening?
No, I just shocked when she says a lot has been going on. Because a lot can, then she says life stuff, so that could mean a lot. Have we been here?
You didn't get married, did you?
No.
Okay.
Wow. But I have been to weddings.
Are you getting married?
Several weddings, yes.
Yes, I saw some of your pictures were beautiful.
Yes, 2 of my cousins got married back to back. Their sisters. It was amazing. Those Mombasani weddings, you know, they're big. So many dances and so much food. It was amazing.
Yeah. Before we get to Hot Topics this morning, you probably, if you watch Hot Topics every Friday, have seen Eric Omondi. He usually would join us. He's not been around for a while because he was in South Africa. Eric Omondi is a talent manager, not Eric Omondi the comedian, but the other Eric Omondi who comes on Friday Chat. And he lost his mother the other day, and so we just wanted to take a moment to say Pole Sana. We're praying for you. And of course, it's really sad. You know, I spoke to him yesterday, and it's hard for any person. You know, and he was away, so he got the news, came back immediately. So, remember, one of the things he told me when he was running up the conversation is just pray for me. It's really tough.
Right, and when you go through such a moment, that's when you discover really you need friends and people to pray like for you. I've learned in many ways that it's very hard to understand somebody at the level of life and challenge. So all we can say is yes, God give him grace and the family to go through that.
Yeah, something to say, Solo?
Well, my heart goes out to him and the family, the rest of his family. He posed like they were really close with the mother. Of course, definitely. So
they were very close.
I can imagine the pain and all that, but we can only hope that they get solace from the Almighty One.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, we're with you, praying for you, Eric. Be strong.
Strong.
So a lot has happened this past week. Let's begin with some of what has been trending on social media. Someone tell Donald Trump. You know, I so foretold that hashtag because Kenyans were so. Is it famous or infamous? infamous for our hashtags. So I remember a while back we were having press review with Michael, and I told him, you know what? I remember it was, I think someone told CNN was happening at the time after all the story, the hotbed story. So I told him, you know what? I bet you. Discussing the elections in America, soon we'll have someone tell Donald Trump, and boom, there it was.
There it was.
So what did he do? Or allegedly do?
As usual, Donald Trump was running his mouth, saying things he does not know about Kenyan athletes and Kenyans in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we don't take kindly to people attacking us when we know how awesome we are. So I proceeded to show him.
Although that tweet cannot be found, because is it that Kenyans also were just duped, that it just went on too fast, because he didn't tweet it. It was apparently some blog or newspaper or whatever that posted about it, but it could not then later be found. So are we all making a fuss over nothing, Stevens?
If it happened, it happened. If it didn't happen, it didn't happen. And like she's saying, I think Kenyans are just defensive of who they are, and when it comes to our athletes, somebody tried to touch our athletes, and that's one of our greatest wealth as a nation. I don't think we'll take that. Well, that would make news. It's him and it's Kenya, and so whether it happened or not, well, that was a trading topic.
Yeah, it was, and the memes were very hilarious. Because, I mean, also I think just what some of the outrage is because he's been saying some really outrageous things.
About everybody who is not a wasp.
Exactly. So it was then easy, even if he didn't say it, to imagine or seeing him actually saying it. And that's their athlete, Gatlin, also is, you know, has had a doping history. He's just out of that period. And you never saw any of that featuring largely in their coverage. So it was interesting.
I mean, the whole thing of doping and Kenyan's athletes should not overshadow the glory that we are as great running nation. And I think the world tries to make something out of it when there's some little Kenyan caught or allegedly caught in doping issues and all that. But we know we're a great running nation. I mean, Solo can just go there and just do those events.
No, he cannot. You cannot represent us. You will be an embarrassment.
Or you can just
refuse.
throw that
Javelin
thing.
Yeah.
If you used to throw stones in school,
play any sport?
Yeah.
What?
I was very good in football.
What football?
And athletics.
Bedroom.
Football. No.
Okay. I meant to say like in the house. God.
Not indoor soccer.
Indoor soccer is what I meant.
Yeah, I would play good soccer. So you'd probably be watching
What
me
position?
out there. I was a striker, lethal striker. They used to call me Fabish.
Fabish.
All right. What sport did you play, Oshin?
Myself, a lot. When I was younger, I too used to be really into football. But
Really?
since I'm probably older than Solo, I was Ortega and my friend was Batistuta. You know those, the paper bags that are striped blue and
Argentinian.
white?
Yeah, I remember.
Yes, we
them.
used to cut the bottoms off and wear them as vests. And we used to be, oh my God, Team Argentina, especially during World Cup 98
I was
season.
into Batistuta.
Yeah.
Okay.
I used to be really into football and a bit of basketball. I can't really dribble too well, but my shooting is not so bad.
Okay. And you?
The last football game I played was scored so badly, so I quit football.
Badminton.
I tried running and athletics. It wasn't working for me, but I became a very good gymnast. I can do a lot of somersaulting on this floor.
show us.
One of these days.
You'll show us.
Yeah.
I don't know if the bones can still bend the same way they used to bend, but it's still in mind.
I played football. I've shared with you once, I think, my funny story about how my career in football came to an end. But also athletics, I used to run. I was the fastest girl in Yellow House.
Are you serious?
Huh?
Of course,
Yellow
I
I
was.
know
House
would
is
have
bad.
imagined. Look at Sophia. She looks like she was
I was
one
very
of those,
tiny.
You know, those
Age
cheerleaders.
is catching up. I was very tiny and I would move like lightning. Usain Bolt type of stuff.
Yeah.
But then table tennis is where I
Oh,
can
table
kill
tennis
you.
as well.
I thought we can all play,
I was
right?
very
We
good
can.
in it.
You can't play.
I think
saved
we'd
my
make
life.
some good
Everything.
sport, all of us.
We can make sport.
We should come up with a team. Let's go back to the topics. Boycott DSTV KE, another hashtag. They increased the charges on the premium package, so in terms of the people who are sports lovers and want to watch all of these CPL games. And I liked somebody's tweet because one person, you know, posted and said, why is everyone complaining and you are not even on this particular bouquet, you know, you're on the other lesser ones, it doesn't matter. Let those who can afford, you know, make noise about it. But somebody else saying, just because I can afford something, don't overcharge me. You know, that is not merit to that because you're in a certain class, then just do whatever you may. What do you think?
I subscribe to that bouquet myself. I could afford it. I don't think I can afford it anymore, honestly. We do that because we love football and everything good and stuff. But you understand where DSTV is coming from, and multitudes for that matter, and the shilling and the dollar and what's going on.
No, there's
But the whole point is really during such a time and age when people have options and people have internet and people can download a lot of stuff and say, well, pay TV is here, but we can still have so many options. And I think that's a talking point where people say we might not need to do 9,000 plus to get TV for a month. We can download stuff. We can download the best movies, even yesterday's movie, and watch it in one way or another, I think. But it's too much when you think the cost of living and give you priorities. And
also because of their service. And many people have had issues with just the manner in which, you know, being a subscriber of this particular network, you'll find that sometimes when it rains, you have issues, So then when cost is increased because of this other thing that, yes, you want everyone to understand, still then I feel like I'm being shortchanged.
Exactly.
Yeah?
But I think I agree with what Stephen says, you know, the difference with the dollar right now. Definitely has to affect that one. But I mean, are we getting to a point where it's going to be really expensive to be entertaining ourselves, whether it comes to going into an entertainment sport, or as opposed to staying at home or paying so much for, you know, to watch soccer, to watch all these movies, but still at the same time. I agree with Stevens that right now we can stream everything live. We can. I mean, internet is everywhere, you know. And when it comes to these outrageous prices, then, I mean, questions have to be asked. So whatever Kenyans were saying, I think the middle class had what they had to say.
Yeah, people were posting the numbers, what is it called? The account numbers and saying boycott. What did you think of this whole thing?
Well, naturally, DSTV has always charged against the dollar. Yeah, so it's been fluctuating for a while now. Yeah, if you used to pay about 7,000, it's been going towards 8, and now it's going higher. Dollar is going higher. There's no getting away from that if that's how you charge people. But like Stephen said, you have choices nowadays. So go ahead, boycott DSTV if that's what you feel like doing. If that small difference, I'm not disclaiming the difference. I'm just saying if that difference is going to make you boycott something that probably you've been loyal to for a long time, then go ahead and do it. You've got many choices. Some of the other suppliers or providers have internet, so you could stream and watch what they're airing. Besides, it is a bit ridiculous to pay all that amount of money, and you're not going to be home the whole time to watch it.
And if there's a sense of service improvement generally that you feel like, oh, okay, see, I'm paying, but there's this, you know, it's really good, it's solid, then I will not feel, you know, like this person is just...
You feel like you're getting your money's worth at the end of the day. And like you said, when it rains, DSTV is already getting scrambled.
You hear even like, do-do-do-do.
Yeah.
Oh, you're like, oh,
and you know it's gone.
It's gone.
But do people really change, though? Because that happens in my house all the time. Every time it starts raining, my dad starts saying, this never happens with Zuku, and blah, blah, blah. But we never change. It's one of those things where it's like, you're accustomed to it.
Kenyans get stuck to stuff. I mean, Kenyans get stuck to Safaricom. Kenyans get stuck to everything they know, traditions and all that. It's hard to move. But again, it was also crazy how the competition went and took advantage of that. If you also watch that, the other pay TV guys also joined the whole debate, and it was just getting out of hand.
And I think it's a good and healthy thing, because, you know, I mean, there was a time when there was this kind of monopoly. But right now we have a lot of options. So really we don't really have to complain. You just need to move. I mean, don't attach yourself too much to...
Some of them are even free.
Yeah, exactly.
For life.
For life.
To quote some people, Professor...
free for life.
Professor Bamba.
Those guys. Those guys.
Did you know that was Nico Diambo the whole time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so to each their own, whatever you wish to do. But I guess, is it true that their boss commented on this issue? He was talking about now the rates, the dollar and all.
Yes.
The DSTV.
Yes, they had to issue a statement about it.
Okay.
And of course, they're charging against the dollar. So the prices had to be affected.
Maybe Kenyans hoped he'd apologize and, you know, come and say, okay.
Oh, but you know Kenyans will never apologize.
We've decided that, we're going to
Kenyans.
revise that because you all are so upset. But let's see, I wonder if it will have an impact on their business here. I wonder if it will.
Definitely it will.
You think?
Definitely it will.
Okay.
Especially for new subscribers.
Maybe, but...
It will, because
invested.
look at it like this. Look at it in terms of hotels. You know, those places that offer hospitality. They want to cut on expenses. So this is definitely one of those areas that they might decide to move on, migrating to another pay channel.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, tweet us what your thoughts are as we discuss the hot topics. At Sophia Wanuna. What are your Twitter handles?
At Oshinity.
At Oshinity.
At Stevens Wonder One.
At Stevens Wonder One.
At Solomon Coco.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get involved. Let's hear what you have to say.
Yes.
Meanwhile, the VMAs happened, MTV Video Music Awards, and it was quite interesting. Miley Cyrus was hosting, is the word I was looking for. Were you surprised?
No, she's been speaking about it for a long time on her Instagram, that she's going to be
Not surprised by her hosting, by what you got on that day.
It's Miley Cyrus. Does anything surprise you anymore?
Yeah.
And it's the VMAs, and it's Kanye West, and it's Nicki Minaj, and everything there was just like, wow, okay, no, I'm not really shocked. Like, is there more?
Yeah.
It's always a showbiz. Yeah. It's always a showbiz and the performances and who's outdoing who at such level.
Entertainment.
Yeah.
So Kanye announced that he'll be vying for president 20 what?
Hashtag LOL.
2020.
2020.
2020.
He said. Did he also confess that he was high? He did.
Well, sometimes he doesn't have to, because normally he's
always
he
went on and he wasn't making sense.
Yeah, but well, dreams are valid. Maybe
Kanye West be president? I mean, the president of the United States of America?
If Donald Trump wants to be on the race, then why stop Kanye?
And you have the nuts. What was his name?
The kid.
The kid.
These nuts.
These nuts.
Yes, the 14-year-olds.
Oh.
Open for all.
Can you imagine a nation led by Kanye?
That would be a musical nation. It would be nice. I think it's cool.
It wouldn't be a musical nation. It'd be very confused.
Why?
I think
It would all be about
You'd be worshipping him. That
black
I
power,
feel like
but
he
in
has
that trying to belong to the white, and he's very confused. Sometimes I'm like, yes, Kanye, I feel you. You're like this, and then sometimes I'm like, okay, no. You go back where you came from.
Hold up. So you're saying that sometimes he does what?
Sometimes very profound. Some of the things he says, and you feel like, yes, oh my God, Kanye, you're so deep.
Like
you're on
what?
another level. Several things.
That's when he smokes something
But then
so deep.
sometimes he just goes off the tangent, and you're like, wait, bring it back this way, please.
I once thought about it, and then I watched a clip where Jay-Z, who's one of his best friends, was explaining and saying, was actually defending some of his actions, and he was saying that, well, he's very outspoken. That's number one. And then he envisions more into the future. So sometimes people don't understand him, and then later it comes to pass. And this one has been clearly seen, like in his fashion sense. You know, there's sometimes he came with some very funny pants, and everybody started saying, "What is this? It looks like a skirt." Within 2 years, a lot of guys in hip hop were embracing what he's wearing. You see, and he's given proposals for designs of shoes and stuff like that.
The cool summer ones.
Maybe leadership. Maybe leadership is a little bit far-fetched. But Kanye, we have to give it up to him as one of the very talented music icons that we have right now.
Yes, music icons.
Kanye for president? No. No, never.
Why not?
We love his music. We love the drama around
Kim
it.
Kardashian will be first.
Yeah,
Have you seen the meme for keeping up with the Kardashians?
I know, in front of White House. White House
yeah.
edition
Yeah.
of Keeping Up.
So what will Caitlyn be in that whole situation?
But again, it's how celebrities also jump into that and start commenting, and you see the likes of Rihanna saying, yeah, we support him.
Yeah.
It's like, go die there, and we'll do music now and make money where he used to make money.
And you know, politically, he's also been very vocal, and at one point he even attacked Obama. And you know, his best friend supports Obama. Jay-Z is a close friend to Obama. But he would say a lot of things in regard to.
I remember when he said Obama called him, and again he said, I didn't mean that. I meant something else. It's all drama, and wow. I don't think it can be another.
But that's Kanye for you.
That would be entertaining, though.
Yeah. But the first lady would be nice. That would be a nice country to always follow up in the news. And
Kim Kardashian,
Kim
I
Kardashian
love Kim, but as
be,
first lady, okay, there's a certain standard first ladies need to have.
That would be a nice one, especially that we've seen so much more.
Y'all are so judgy.
That would be another series.
We're so judgy. Would you have...
Who?
Would that be your first lady here?
Actually, let me put it better.
Hell to the no.
Who would if would be given a chance to vote
like
in
Kim,
America?
I'm just giving you a local example.
I'm just saying never.
Would you take Donald Trump or Kanye West?
She has a very genuine one. Would you have Huda as the first lady?
No.
How about all?
Hell no. I wouldn't.
Okay, Kanye West or Donald Trump?
How about we just have anarchy? Like,
how about President Stevens? You also the only two choices. Chris Brown and his baby mama. What's going on with them?
A lot of drama, and you know, she's been out there trying to say this guy was doing upkeep for the baby, and some amount was being paid, but then he turns around and he says, well, as much as you're saying that and you're lambing more on my back, you are also behaving irresponsibly. And he talked about this guy who was smoking stuff, also being her friend, and she's trying to milk some money from him at the same time. So it's a back and forth sort of thing.
Okay. It's so sad when kids are dragged through this stuff, though.
And they don't even know.
And they don't even know. It reminds me of Sierra was doing an interview with a musician, and apparently her baby daddy, Future, the baby's also called Future, has problems with her new boyfriend being engaged, or rather getting close to his son. So her argument was this: that he has 4 or 5 kids?
He has 4 baby mamas.
Different women.
Yeah.
And by the time he was dating Ciara, they were much younger, and she was introduced to them very early on in their relationship. And they were like, so when kids are dragged into all of this madness of parents pulling and stretching, it's not right.
It's really sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we have to give it up to the future.
Sometimes it's about the money.
He's one of the only
Future was upgraded by Ciara.
He bring all baby mamas to the club and hang out with Ciara and take selfies and stuff like that.
So but Ciara upgraded him.
I think
you and me Fashion Week in Paris, yeah, just say to him, and I'm like, yes. Oh my God.
But I didn't know him before.
Oh. Really?
Neither did I.
Yeah, before he dated Ciara.
Okay. No,
I knew him when I started seeing him.
He was still big in the States.
Was he?
Yes, he was.
He was still making money. That's why she didn't know him. So no, he's got money.
Well, he blew up more when he dated Ciara.
She upgraded him.
She upgraded him. Sometimes the women
put him on the map.
do the upgrading. Let's get to the Pulse. Remember, if you grab yourself a copy of the Pulse today, of the Standard newspaper, you'll get a copy of your Pulse in there. Right. So the headline is "Which Music," and which is not which is which. Which. Ganga.
Yeah, don't go there. I know those fellas who go on our Twitter and everyone try to circle and typos. That's not a typo, right?
It's not a typo. It's deliberate.
It's deliberate.
Which music? We talk to different artists that admit the existence of a showbiz clique which seeks the services of which doctors in order to stay relevant in the industry.
Yeah, and this is an East African issue, West African issue. It's not just a Kenyan issue. But if you remember last week, the Pulse had a story from Mombasa where Susumila Chikuze, right?
Yeah.
Had a back and forth also about you are using what are they called? Wangwana?
Yeah, Wangwana.
Those guys. And that's where the story is coming from. And Caroline Nyaga puts it very clear. And she goes to interview artists here in Kenya who ends up confessing that they have been to Wagangas and that they were given instructions on how to make it big and all that. And Solo was discussing this with me some minutes ago.
Yeah,
the story.
Well, it's something that's been happening not only in West Africa and also in Central Africa, but also in East Africa, mainly from artists from Bongo. I mean, a lot of them, some of them have been accused of the art of actually going to a witch doctor is called kutengenezwa. So when you go to a witch doctor and you tell them you want musical success and prowess, which when they do those witchcraft things, then they tengeneza you. What happens is you get success in music. Every song you release, then you have people, massive followers loving the song, people always following you so much. Well, it's not yet been really confirmed about the artists who've been accused, but of course some artists are already speaking about it, saying yes, it's actually happening.
So do we know them? Because if it's working, we know them and they're big. Who's that's big?
It's in the story, and I just let people read deep in the story, but also peek in it. I'm not being selfish. Yeah. People talked a lot about Diamond.
Yeah, people talked about Diamond and how he rose so fast.
When he gets on stage, the magic that happens could be art and all that. I'm not saying he's visiting those guys, but people talked a lot, and they've been talking about that. He shows on stage and everything changes, even the feeling, the mood, the atmosphere.
Maybe he's just a talented musician.
Yes, maybe he is, but I'm saying there have been those kind of allegations.
Okay.
So we cannot confirm that. Let's say an artist like Diamond would have that, but because he's extremely talented. Yes. But, you know, they always say that what happens when this guy gets on stage, I mean, the mood, everything changes. It happens.
Yeah, you guys are just into him.
And even in the
imagine when Beyonce shows up, y'all are just like,
but at the same time, it's also crazy in Coast, and I know Mombasa watches this show a lot. In Coast, where an artist performs and they have had a great show and they've given the microphone back to the MC, and the next fellow who's going there, the
sound goes
doesn't work. So
sound goes down. Especially those from Coast.
Does it ever happen like a cat showing up?
Yeah, a cat runs on stage.
Genius trying to mix that thing is not working.
It's just going meow, meow.
These ones are called wangwana.
You need your craft. You need to be good at what you do.
Although not again to deny that maybe there are people who engage in those kind of
well, you know, when it comes
I'm reading here Nyanza, Mombasani, Sijiki. See, those are all hot spots, hot beds.
Hot beds of witchcraft. Yeah, but you know, kutengenezwa happens everywhere. I mean, we've had politicians being accused of visiting witch doctors. We've had businessmen being accused of visiting
even people just
witch
in their
doctors.
individual capacities.
Even in marriages. You know, we've had kukalia chapati.
Dr. Oshin.
Dr. Oshin over
Doctor
there,
from that.
to fix Stevens.
Yeah.
To become a good writer.
Shughuli za
Good
mapenzi,
editor.
aliyetoroka.
Kuchekwa kwa matatu.
You mentioned guys, you mentioned Diamond, and there was something also about, he's married now to Zari.
Yes.
And they have a daughter together.
Yes.
What was the issue with their pictures, the pictures of their daughter? They've not made those public yet.
Yeah, they want to make money out of her at that age. It's that simple. They're looking for somebody to sponsor in terms of...
but on day one, after she was born,
She got a million endorsements.
She got an endorsement from Baby Shop.
Yeah.
So
And
she's
malls.
Which is what happens in the West. You know, a lot of people, before they start posting photos of the celebrity kid, they'll always get endorsements. Either Twitter will say they are going to pay you this amount of money so you can post the photo, because it will have massive followers coming to check out on that. And then, of course, in turn, it makes the site get active. And I think what Diamond and Zari are doing is just that business sense, because you know they've come out as a strong couple that is really working on terms of showbiz.
Right.
You know, they're doing show and they're really doing some good business in it. Yes.
Because nobody has done that.
Nobody has done that yet.
And I think it was well calculated. All through they post nice photos across the pregnancy period and all that, and now they're saying, let's make money out of baby now.
Yes.
And they're saying the other woman is a nun.
When you say let's make money out of baby, it sounds wrong.
That's what they say.
And that money
because they have to put a price tag.
There's a price tag. They say,
hiyo ni kidogo sana hiyo.
But it's hilarious.
Until 40 days are done, the last bidder by
40 days, it might go higher, or maybe we might go lower.
Anyway, they're a cute couple.
Yeah.
They are. I have a friend in the office who is obsessed with them. And this
But
baby
did you see
business.
photos of
And it's
Diamond?
amazing how fast her body bounced back after she got pregnant. She's been working on it. She's looking amazing.
Yeah.
Like every woman would pray for those kind of genes.
Yeah.
Corazon, meanwhile, has a new case to argue.
Yes.
What's up with Corazon? That's on page 6 of the Pulse.
New case to argue. Her being in law school.
She's in law school, and she cleared law school, and there's a lot of talk about integrity issues and her being scrutinized because she's this socialite, and the story was just to bring her out as who is Corazon now, and basically also because Ice Prince was here a week ago when they tried to put her into a video and all that, and she says she's not interested, and that sparked so many things because that was a lot of money, considering her being called a socialite. That now would be a good opportunity for her to make a name, but now she says I don't want to be called a socialite. I've never wanted to be one, and I'm serious about life and my law career apart from all those things.
And also another one, she says that she's dating someone.
In showbiz.
In showbiz.
Good for her.
Solo is in showbiz, probably.
Oh my God.
No, Steve-O is in showbiz.
Are you not solo anymore? Are you now a
Are you not flying solo now?
No, let us not create any.
Have you been zoned by Cora?
Yeah. That would be what? Solo zone. Huh?
No, zone.
A couple would be what?
Zone. She looks
She makes money like...
Oh yeah, it's a solo zone.
All right, let's go to Overheard finally. So there was the roasting of your friend Huda.
Yes.
And why is Eric half naked?
Hey, Eric.
It got too hot.
Someone just needs to get that page.
Yeah, we'll
Eric
get
came all
Overheard
the
on
way
page 19.
wearing a towel.
Yes.
And he's like, I've come to do this. And it was about roasting. A big show in Machakos. Chipkizi and team, everybody was down there.
Yes.
And the things that Eric and Huda were doing are exposed in Pulse today. A lot of pictures there. And
There's
look at
lots
the
of
second
pictures.
Yeah. A lot of hot pictures.
Yeah, there. I wish there was a way to like zoom in, but yeah, there you have it. There is Eric over there in the tower.
Are we seeing as is this the aftermath? Is this why Eric Omondi has come in with the towel outside? Maybe that's the question.
It was heated up.
That's a big question.
Yeah, I've told you. And that kitchen where they were roasting her, there was a spill, there was some fire.
Whoa. All right, let's move on now to the Nairobian. Before we go to the Nairobian, my director tells me he's gotten that clip for us of Kanye, part of his speech at the VMAs. And he won, what is the award he won? The Vanguard? He was, yes. But anyway, let's listen. Clearly, you all are not quite sure busy as you don't know.
You don't watch the entire thing. You just watch.
That's a highlight, the awards.
Okay, let's
listen.
Y'all might be thinking right now, I wonder, did he smoke something before he came out here? The answer is yes. I rolled up a little something. I knocked the edge off. And yes, as you probably could have guessed by this moment, I have decided in 2020 to run for president.
Yeah.
Like
you know, there are times I've seen them, like when they're doing red carpet with Kim and they're doing interviews, and then he gets into this rant, and you can even see Kim getting so uncomfortable. She like will cringe and be like,
because you're not sure what he's going to do next.
Yeah, and I wouldn't, such a person who's just, you're never sure. Exactly, volatile is a word.
No, I mean, it's Kanye West. I mean, nobody knows what he's going to do next, even his best friends. Even, you remember when he stormed the stage when, what's her name?
Someone was being awarded.
Yeah, Taylor Swift, when she was being awarded in the best video category, and
he went and seated next.
Beyonce. He was seated next to Beyonce, and you know he just went. I think he even made her more popular because he went and the microphone and said,
and he had to
apologize. Do you know how much money Beyonce spent in this video? Do you know what? And even Beyonce went like, whoa.
But I also think, do you get a sense that he thinks of himself as this super being? Like,
no, he did that
Jesus,
also for himself.
Jesus.
Yes.
Leave the whole Beyonce thing. There's a time he didn't win an award for best video. It was some rock band, and this guy goes on stage, grabs the mic, and starts saying again, do you know how much I used on that video? He's like, I had so and so on that video. I don't even know your video.
So I can imagine when he loses his selection, what he's going to say.
Hey, he's going to come and say, I'm going to Babayama. I'm going to go to Kenya.
Maybe we should make our own Kanye here.
Should we?
That said,
do we have someone who's that?
Abbas is that kind of a guy who just would show up and you don't know what is going to happen.
The level of self-importance supersedes normal. The Nairobian.
Yes.
My husband is blackmailing me, Gloria Muliro.
Yes.
He's saying that.
Yes.
So,
this is a new story when we talked to Gloria about phone conversation that was sent to the Nairobian team, where they were having an argument with one artist called Amy Bumba, and Gloria is actually not really complaining about whether the song was stolen or not. She's actually talking about that the husband, the estranged husband, is trying to blackmail her so they can get back together. All right? And well, she has explained it, and she didn't actually talk about it herself. She referred us to the manager, who said that there was nothing like a deal gone so or anything like that. But then the husband also, the ex-husband, comes and says he cannot force anyone to go into a studio and record a song. So these two artists should actually just sit down and agree that we had agreed we were going to do a collab.
We're going to do something.
It did not happen. But yet again, we still talk to her, and I think Steven has a better side of the story as well.
It's been like, is it 10 months now? 11?
Yes.
I remember we broke the story and I wrote the story. And sometimes I don't like getting back to it because sometimes it was viewed like, oh, Stevens, you are aligned towards one side. But I like just speaking the truth out of it. One, these are couples separated. Two, these are couple where both were doing music in our own studio. And this is where most of this music that is now probably not in Gloria's hands was being done. She's moved on. She's recorded in a different studio. As we talk now, they're on their way from Mombasa recording a video, and I know the video is going to be out today. Probably Sophia and Tim would host her for more details on that. But the thing is when it's a back and forth, and and Gloria says, I've moved on, and you can see signs that a man is not letting go, or such a thing, and at the same time also being a little bit crafty, saying, I'm moving on, I even have another woman coming to be my wife, and all that kind of thing. And you're talking about accounts being hacked and that kind of thing. It's an old thing, and you just think, where's this song coming from at this time when Gloria is now releasing a new music, you know?
Yes.
Sometimes
issue arising from.
Exactly.
Okay, well, get a copy of a Nairobian, as page 7 has all of those details.
Right.
But also, yesterday, if you were watching in the morning especially, we covered live the launching of The Defender, which is a column that will be on the Nairobian. So tell our viewers who may have missed that what The Defender will be about.
Well, The Defender is a new vibrant column in the Nairobian, where now we'll actually be handling issues of those people who have been denied justice. Okay, you know, there are a lot of Kenyans who are actually suffering because maybe you are fired from your work and then you've not been given your benefits, and because someone has more money than you can and maybe better representation, then they deny you that right. So what we're having now is in conjunction with the ombudsman, we'll be having the Nairobian Defender, where we'll be covering stories where Kenyans have been denied justice. Okay, all those greedy people who are taking money from the unfortunate, the less fortunate, will actually be focusing on the plight right here and exposing it. You know, so because you know, as during the launch yesterday, even the ombudsman said that when you highlight injustice, then you're actually giving justice to somebody.
Okay.
Right.
Yes.
So you're saying that people can come forward.
Yes.
And tell that story to the Nairobian.
Yes.
Whoever you are, wherever you are,
Yes.
your issues, just bring them and they'll be highlighted.
Where you have been denied justice, because for example,
And
one of the
there's
stories.
proof. You know, it's not rumor mongering.
Oh no,
business.
we are going to do a lot of
Investigate.
documentation, a lot of investigation.
Yeah.
We follow up everything. You see, like this one, there's a family of a late senior private versus KDF. The private died about 6 years ago, and the family is still trying to get compensation money because he had even lost his eye, and they had promised that they're going to compensate the family. But 6-7 years down the line, nothing has happened. Every day they go, it's a back and forth, come tomorrow, we cannot see the file. Maybe they're asking for a bribe or something like that. So these are some of the plights of Kenyans that we're going to be highlighting.
So look out for The Defender, and if you have any such issue, one of those that Solo has highlighted, please reach out. Contacts, of course, are always on the copy of the Nairobi and how you can get in touch. But one of the hashtags as well that was trending was Mavuno Church Lay, and it's one of the stories here. Sex comes to church. Somebody say amen.
Amen.
Sex comes to church again. This is not the first time.
You didn't say amen.
I'm not saying amen to that.
Okay.
It's a conversation. It's not like they're coming to...
Okay.
So tell me what you thought about this one.
Well, there was this photo of a bulletin, a church bulletin, doing rounds on social media, and apparently it was from Mavuno Church. And then part of the bulletin, you see, item number 6 is self-service, where they're going to be talking about pornography and masturbation. On bulletin number 13 was a la carte, which means same-sex attraction.
A la carte.
A la carte. Okay. 20th is takeaway, which is sex outside marriage. Basically.
So what's wrong with that, Oshin? Do you find anything wrong with that? Talking about all these things in church.
First of all, okay. Just from an ad perspective, this is plagiarism. Number one, the heel they're using is from Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna loyal to that movie. Number two, I thought church is somewhere you go for praise and worship. Yeah, maybe once in a while such topics can come about in the biblical sense. That's just me. I don't know how these things go. But I find like it happens a lot in Mavuno where these topics take
Maybe they're being real. They're just telling you this is what a lot of people are doing, and that is happening. And shouldn't church be that place where if these are some of the challenges young people are getting involved in, they need to understand and separate what is allowed, what is not allowed, at what point does this and this happen, what is the biblical interpretation of, say, whatever issues they've raised here.
Is that what you get from seeing this, though?
This
catches your eye.
This is what Pastor.
Does the Bible teach sex?
It talks about it.
It talks about it. But what we're talking about here are these the social influences that have been happening in these recent years. Okay, what Pastor Mugambi of Mavuno is saying, that there's a lot of influence in internet and stuff like that. What we're viewing on TVs and stuff, and it happens to everyone. It doesn't only happen to those people who are not Christians. So he's saying we need to talk about a long time ago, it was almost a taboo to talk about sex in the church, okay? But now they're saying they want to teach people about this. How do you, let us face it like it is. And there are people masturbating. There are people masturbating in church as well. Huh? So how do you start fighting it? Why would you be shocked about that?
In church?
Not in church,
physically. But people who are actually Christians.
Hey.
No, I don't mean like getting busy during a service, but or servicing during service.
When you see where Mavuno is coming from, it's a church that ministers largely to the young people.
Yes.
And the conversation
this
here
will resonate with the young people.
And so it's a question of if the young people are in this church to learn things that affect their life and how they connect to God, then I don't see why it's wrong for Mavuno in many ways to have their teachings centered on young people stuff that they see on the internet, and it's well elaborated in the story. And they're just explaining, if you don't teach these young people these things, then they will assume, go learn wealth from somewhere else. And we are to blame. We are meant.
And they're human just like we are. Those people will go to
because
church.
then Oshuni was saying church is meant to be about praise, worship, and then go home and then bury your head in the sand.
That is old school church.
Well, because I don't think this is like every
new school church, but for me, okay, fine. So you're gonna go there. Okay, fine. This is about educating people about what is
it's pretty much sex education in a biblical perspective.
Fine. But then, why is it so sexualized?
Look, there was
remember the glory of the rod and the other ones?
There was Sodom and Gomorrah in the Bible.
Understand.
How do we tackle that?
Would you rather have these all
those were cautionary tales in the Bible.
One at a time.
Those are cautionary tales in the Bible. You're not supposed to go back that way.
Right now.
My thing is to each their own. Let them do what they believe is their calling in serving the Lord. Those who want to go and attend and learn, good. Those who want to feel that is not how church should be practiced. To each their own. But I think we should talk about these things a little bit more.
Maybe we should visit. When is the series ending?
Why don't you cover that for us?
Actually, maybe we should. So I can
is that 27?
Yes, we can share the days. You need to go for one of them as well.
There's one this September. Maybe we should try and go and
open my eyes because the way I see, I don't know.
Yeah, go listen and let's see what
happens to anybody.
Why? Yes, Genius, he's laughing. Why are educated flock led by school dropouts in church is another story here. Evangelical pastors come from poor backgrounds and they aren't comfortable when the traditional church says, blessed are the poor, for they shall inherit the earth. Ken Oko has written that piece.
Yes. Well, in a nutshell, let me just try and explain this one, how it's developed. There's Barack Muluka who says that we are now in the third generation where the church is actually preaching prosperity. So apart from the religious nourishment that people will be seeking, people also want to be prosperous, and they believe that probably the church way is the way to go. So what we are having is a lot of funny pastors who are out there to make money, and most of them are not educated. You remember there was a clip the other day where someone could not say professional, he said professional. You understand? You remember that? And it's clearly you can see that these people are not educated. But if you look at the people who are going to their church, they are very, very well educated guys. And, so there's this whole confusion of should our church leaders, like they used to be back in the day. I know like Catholic Church would actually require that if you want to be a priest, then you have to have some level of education.
Theological stuff.
And especially theological stuff. That was to the list. But right about now, I can just go and merge with Stevens. Stevens has sound. I have a piece of land here. We put a tent and we say the Calling Church of God, and then nobody vets whether we are educated or not.
So you want intellect in church?
Actually, what they're saying is what you need to do right now, the requirement for you to become a pastor is just a Bible and fluency in at least one language.
And God.
And say the name.
It's not really
and have the calling.
Okay.
It's not, for me, it's not really about you have to have gone to school and you have to have graduated. But if you're going to preach the Lord's word to certain people, I believe you should have a good understanding and at least good training in that background. So you don't just tell people things blindly. It's not just about quoting scripture. It's about understanding, internalizing it, translating it for somebody else, being able to apply to different situations. That is what mawaidha is all about. Yeah, it's not just telling someone, oh, kwa Qurani mesemekana, blah blah blah.
But more Kenyans like to go to these churches.
Well, can I just make one more quote? There's a quote here by Apostle Nganga. He said, "Let them eat their English. My church is not a university." So, well, there goes. Maybe there's going to be more right there in the Nairobi. And
Is that the same Pastor Nganga who is an everybody's member?
Yes.
Who's saying that let them eat their English?
Did you see
He's not a
his
university.
interview?
He's a church.
Kuleni EC University.
All right. So you guys, what are you going to be up to this weekend? What's hot in town?
Not in
Clearly,
town.
it's a cold town.
Out of town. I might be going to
You're going out of town.
Nakuru to visit a friend and to watch the rally.
Rally.
Yes.
Which rally?
Rally.
The rally, yeah,
Like,
yeah. Not
what do you
the,
think?
You do not want to know
Not
where
the
my
church
head was
rally.
thinking. It was like rally. You go for rallies. Oh, rally.
Yes. So that's
Gotcha.
really exciting.
Enjoy.
Thank
Take
you.
pics. Post on Insta.
Always.
We'll be following and seeing. And Mr. Stevens? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm going to get you and calling his name. Yes. Let's start with Stevens.
It's between.
Double S, triple S, and all that.
Triple S.
It's a chill weekend. It's a boys bonding weekend. So if you don't see me this weekend, or you call and we are not picking, it's cool.
I can be a
but you can be our
I can
boys.
hang with the boys.
Can hang out with the boys. Breaking for my leave around 3 weeks or so. First time this year.
You.
And I think I'll be inviting you for a real nice something coming soon. So,
I like the sound of that.
Yeah. So
Ikea.
We'll hold you to
yeah,
that.
some pilau somewhere.
Some pilau. And you, Mr.
Yeah, there's a Mbuzi plan courtesy of Stevens.
This is
Now
one
that
I'm not being invited
Ocean
to.
is,
No, that's the one
that's
you
why
are going-
I
could be
want
our
to
boy.
extend the invitation.
Where is it gonna
right
be?
now. When do we do Mbuzi on Sunday?
No, if you say it over here, it's going to be a lot of trouble.
Okay, yeah, because the problem is,
Tunataka mbuzi.
it's okay. Yeah,
Tunataka mbuzi.
Okay, tunataka mbuzi. And since
Kachumbari.
Team Mafisi are out there, we're going to talk about it.
Where the mbuzi will be.
Because
we'll invite juniors.
yeah, you know what the boys out there feel about you, right?
I don't know.
I can tell her location details if anybody's willing.
All right. Have fun. Be good. Be safe.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Mbuzi.
I have my good friend in town, so I'm going to be showing them around.
Okay.
Makeup artist is laughing.
She just came from Dar. She traveled and holiday
Oh,
time.
that was amazing. No, I'm looking forward to now my annual leave proper. That I'm planning like crazy. But yes, so I'll be busy with that. And also we'll go see my family. I brought my mom some goodies from Dar, so she's like,
Okay.
when are you coming?
When you come back, we're going to do 112, Jagged Edge, and everybody coming to town. It's a great house.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
Julia.
All right, guys, it's always a pleasure to have you. Enjoy yourselves. And thank you for
you.
watching Hot Topics and all of your